Hello everyone, how's it going? And welcome to today's Wild Rift video. I've done my full guide on Fiddlesticks. Now it's time to show you all a full gameplay of Fiddlesticks. Now, few things to note. You can see that I do have about 200 ping because the beta server is over in the east, and obviously I'm from London, so it's a little bit difficult in terms of ping, and there is no sort of matchmaking at all on the server, unfortunately. So this is going to be against bots, which obviously doesn't show you the real power of Fiddlesticks, but it does show you a few things. And the one thing that I want to talk about right at the start of this is, look at this. You can do double camp with Fiddlesticks in the jungle. So this is always what you want to start off with when playing Fiddlesticks. You want to go blue buff and Gromp at the same time and kill these both, so then you can get to, you know, level 2 and also try and clear the jungle as quick as possible, because your second ability is able to work on multiple champions at the same time. Now, the one thing with Fiddlesticks, the first tip I want to give to you is you want to full clear the jungle. That's the most important thing. Getting to level 5 as soon as possible with Fiddlesticks is going to mean a huge difference for you. Getting that ultimate available so you can use your ultimate to try and surprise enemies, go across you know, the behind enemy champions, use your ultimate, surprise them, is going to be very important. And also you can see that Fiddlesticks actually has an auto attack. He has a melee auto attack. So Fiddlesticks has a ranged attack, as you can see, and he also has a melee attack. So when you're coming up against like the wolves and the raptors, when there's multiple minions or multiple monsters, I should say, to try and kill at the same time, go up into melee range and use your auto attack, because that AoE spread damage from your auto attack is going to help you clear that jungle a little bit quicker. Now, this is probably not the most optimal jungle clear. There's probably like a few things that I can improve with this jungle clear, but as you can see, Fiddlesticks jungle clear is not that bad. I think the one big thing about Fiddlesticks jungle clear is that his second ability does have a pretty long cooldown. Like you can see, 7 seconds in the early game is pretty difficult, but full clearing the full jungle means that you'll be able to go towards the scuttle crab and potentially get the scuttle crab. And this is really when Fiddlesticks comes online. And this just shows a little bit of the ganking potential of Fiddlesticks. You know, if you don't have any vision, if the enemy mid laner is pushing up, you can just walk up, use your ultimate from a bush, fear them, get the double damage from your first ability, and there you go. Just like that, you can get first bloods. And also, this is why first strike is so good. So the enemy champion didn't spot me, so I was able to fear them when using the ultimate. That means I get double damage with my first ability. My second ability is going to be able to do a lot of damage as well, so I think that's great. In terms of the build with Fiddlesticks, I kind of tried a bit of a build here. Obviously, this is very difficult to kind of see and kind of test if this build is actually going to be good or not, but I tried Awakened Soul Stealer as the first item, and the reason why I tried Awakened Soul Stealer as the first item is because it works so well with Fiddlesticks. Obviously, Fiddlesticks wants to get takedowns very quickly because he has a lot of burst damage with first strike and also his ultimate and his other abilities. And the great thing is about Soul Stealer is that when you do damage to an enemy champion, if you kill them within 3 seconds, then you'll be able to reduce all your ability cooldowns by 20%. And there's a really cool clip later on, or a really cool like gameplay clip to show you a little bit later on in this gameplay, where you can see that my ultimate, I used my ultimate, and then like 20 seconds later it's back up again because I was able to get so many takedowns. So it's really nice. Here I was able to gank as well, get a double fear, and this double fear just means you can just do so much damage. Like, look at that damage that you can deal with your second ability. And the great thing is that your third ability, since it has such a long range, if you don't have your ultimate available, then that's another way you can gank, is you can use your third ability, you can silence the enemy champion, and then use all your other abilities afterwards to deal that little bit of bonus damage from first strike. Because the most important thing to know about first strike is that it's not the first point of damage that gets increased, it's the damage after that first point of damage. So you want to make sure that you do a little bit damage at the start to proc first strike, and you want to be the first person to deal damage when you pop first strike, and then you want to be able to use your second ability, use your first ability to deal with the extra damage. Now, you saw a little thing there that I did with the red buff. The cool thing about the jungle camps is that if you are out of vision, then you can use your third ability to fear the monsters in the jungle, and then you can use your first ability to deal double damage to them. Now, the first ability does have a limit, in terms of damage. But yeah, you can see here again, being able to gank over the wall. Now, the big thing here was I didn't get the fear with my ultimate. And the reason why I didn't get the fear is because I was too close. I was in range of vision, basically. So I wasn't able to get the fear off. But again, kind of showing you the potential there of Fiddlesticks. I wanted to try and solo the dragon as well. See how quickly you can solo the dragon. It is very slow, to be honest with you. I mean, like I said, with your abilities being on such a long cooldown in the early game, it does mean that you are going to struggle a little bit in terms of clearing objectives and trying to clear through them, sorry, as quick as possible. But hey, there you go. Dragon secured there. I'm going to look to try and get this mid lane kill as well. I tried a little thing here as well. You're going to see that you can actually use your first ability and your flash at the same time. So you can Q flash like this and you can actually surprise enemies, which I think is going to be a really, really impactful ability when Fiddlesticks does come out, because you can surprise a lot of enemies by using your first ability, or as I say, your Q, and then your flash afterwards, because you can surprise someone. And then as you're using your first ability, or when you fear champions with your first ability, then you're going to be able to do a lot of damage with your second ability, because they won't be able to move. They're going to be feared, so they're not going to be able to move. So you can use your second ability, obviously deal a lot of damage. So I tried out Awakened Soul Stealer. The whole reason I went for Awakened Soul Stealer is to just give it a try and see when I get a takedown, what my cooldowns are going to be lowered by, which obviously you're going to see in this video. Then I really think Crown Guard is a go-to item for Fiddlesticks, because most of the time you are going to be in melee range. You're jumping in with your ultimate, you're trying to do a lot of damage, and it can be a little bit difficult at times, especially if you're going to get hit by a lot of crowd control. It is one of Fiddlesticks' weaknesses. You can see here, look what I'm able to do here. Jump over this wall, get the Trendemir, get the Jax as well. This champion, I just know, is going to be so much fun. I think there's going to be like so much potential for Fiddlesticks when he does, you know, eventually come out in patch 4.4. Again, this is maybe not a good test to see how good Fiddlesticks is, but I wanted to show you this gameplay anyway, and I wanted to try out Fiddlesticks for myself just to see how he is. And I thought, you know, I might as well talk to you about how Fiddlesticks felt. Might as well talk to you about, you know, some tips and maybe things that you can look to do yourself when Fiddlesticks does come out. In terms of power of Fiddlesticks, I think he's going to be decent. I think he's going to be a relatively good jungler. I think he might struggle a little bit until he gets like 2 or 3 items. Because when you get 2 or 3 items, it is going to be, I think, a lot better. Because your first few items, your first item, sorry, it's not going to be a big power spike, but I think when you get 2 or 3, it's going to be really, really nice. You can see here another cool gank potential that you can do over the wall here. Now, unfortunately, they did have vision of me, the AIs, so I wasn't able to fear them. But that's a really cool ganking technique that you can use with Fiddlesticks, is you're going to be able to use this as you jump over the wall. And you could do this the other side as well. And this is, again, the surprise factor of Fiddlesticks. You know, being unpredictable is what makes Fiddlesticks so good. So, you can look to try and gank around here. Hopefully you can see my mouse here. If you look at the minimap, you can like walk around here and ultimate right here. Unfortunately, they had vision in this bush, but you can ultimate from here over the wall into the enemy tower and do a lot of damage. You could do the same the other side as well. You can stand over here, ultimate over the tower. You could do the same top side as well, you know, ultimate over this wall here or this wall over here. There are so many cool spots where you can actually use your ultimate, you know, over Dragon Pit, over the Baron Pit, which really gets, you know, really gets it going for the ultimate. So we're going to get the Crown of the Shattered Queen, which is going to give us that big massive shield. Again, I wanted to build a death cap just to see how the numbers would work. So I'm level 11 at the moment with 2 items. And obviously, death cap does scale now. It's from 25% up to 45%. So it's based on level. So I think getting death cap as a 3rd item or even 4th item is going to be completely fine. But you'll see that multiple times in this game that this Crown of the Shattered Queen actually saves me. Because when you're jumping in with Fiddlesticks, as I mentioned, you're going to be pretty much in melee range most of the time. You're going to be, you know, exposed to a lot of crowd control, and that's really when you might, you know, struggle a little bit. You can see in this scenario here as well, this is the perfect scenario where this is going to work. So I jump in, I don't fear, but look, I don't get hit by the Sona ultimate because I have Crown of the Shattered Queen. And that's one of the many abilities that could crowd control you that you can stop, which means you can carry on walking, you could do a bunch of damage, And it's just so powerful. And I mean, I think this item is going to be a must buy on most champions, to be honest with you. Yeah, I'm able to do a little bit of damage here as well. Chasing potential is a little bit difficult for Fiddlesticks. Even though your third ability does slow, it can be a little bit difficult to hit. Well, I say it can be a little bit difficult to hit. I'm sure it's going to be a lot easier to hit if I don't have 200 ping, but sometimes I think it might be a little bit difficult to hit your third ability. But you just want to make sure you hit it in the middle so you silence them at the same time. But I think the big factor is going to be using your first ability and your flash to get that surprise factor with the fear. Get the second dragon. Obviously, we've got dragon souls as well because this is patch 4.4, which is kind of cool. A great boots upgrade as well, which I didn't really talk about in the guide too much in the build, is stasis. You can actually use your ultimate. You can use stasis and your ultimate will keep on channeling, which I think is going to be very powerful, because if you do drop low on health when you ultimate in, you can just use your stasis, and then when you come back from stasis, maybe you can use something like your first ability or your third ability or anything like that. So yeah, here, look, this is always what you want to do with Fiddlesticks. Look at this. Jump in, no vision at all, and it's just so much damage. Like, look at that. Even my passive helped me out there with a little bit of explosion damage that you're able to deal with your first ability, which is just so nice overall. I absolutely love it. A bit of damage there. Block the stun card because of Crown Guard, and then we get a juicy triple kill. There we go. Like I said, it's against bots. It's probably not going to be this easy to, you know, get a few kills, but it just shows you the potential of the item and also Fiddlesticks. And his jungle clear speed is relatively okay in the late game. You know, you can see there, you can clear a camp pretty easily. I did another nice thing here as well. It's kind of cool. Look at this. Ultimate over the wall here. They have no vision of me. Double damage with the fear. It's just... I could just see myself just having so much fun with Fiddlesticks. Like, imagine someone's walking out of base like a, I don't know, like a Kaiser or something like that. You have vision of them. They walk too close to you. You ultimate over the wall, and there's nothing that they can do because they're feared. Now, you can actually stop the fear, I believe, by using Quicksilver. I believe you can stop fear using Quicksilver. So if you're against Fiddlesticks, you want to make sure you use the Quicksilver enchant, the boots enchant, and that's going to be a huge help, because obviously Fiddlesticks with the fear is going to be very difficult to deal with. One other thing that I did try in this video as well, which you're going to see in just a second. I went for Infinity Orb into Morella Nomicon. But what you'll see me do as well is I'm going to actually try and solo the Baron. Which I was able to do. It was a bit close. I think there were, you know, some things that I should have done to actually help me solo the Baron, which I talk about when I actually go over to the Baron and solo it. I think it will be relatively soon, because this is not a quick game at all, so it won't be a quick video. Again, I just wanted to kind of talk over, you know, jungle pathing, early game, and also talk about, you know, ganking potentials and what you can offer as a Fiddlesticks. I'm just clearing a few camps at the moment. I'm just trying to get as much gold as possible just to see how much damage I can do to a champion. You know, here, Draven. Yeah, you're not going to have a fun time, Draven. You're not going to have a fun time, Draven. I mean, there he had vision of me, but obviously it's the AI, so it's not going to actually mean that much of a difference. But obviously, if you have vision of Fiddlesticks, then you're going to know when he's going to ultimate and where he's going to ultimate, which is obviously going to be... which is obviously going to be a little bit easier when you're playing for the against AIs. So this is when I actually go and solo the Baron. Now, what you should do when you solo the Baron is just use your ultimate straight away. I should have waited here and used my ultimate, but I wasn't able to. You can see here that you actually do quite a lot of damage to Baron. And the great thing is that your second ability does have a fairly low cooldown later on, and you're able to heal up quite a lot of health. You can see here that I realized that I'm probably not going to be able to do this without my ultimate. So I use my ultimate, I use my second ability, which is going to be able to heal me up as well. I did have to use my double smite as well, but you can see eventually that I'm able to solo the Baron. I mean, I don't think you can do this in a real game, but I wanted to test it out anyway. And I guess it's kind of cool that we can have another champion that can solo Baron, because I think the only champion that can solo Baron right now, if I'm not mistaken, is Amumu. Wait a second, I just realized something. I'm just gonna go back a second. You see the little red poros? I think I was able to auto attack the red poros, because the red poros had 3 health bars. Can I auto attack the red? Hold on a second. I'm just going to pause it for a second. I think I can auto attack the red Poro now. You see how the red Poro has 3 bars above? I might have to test this out. Maybe this is a new thing. This is the first time I saw it. I didn't even recognize it in game. I mean, it didn't even come to my mind. But this is very, very interesting. Maybe the red Poro now, maybe you're able to auto attack it to kill it now? I'm not too sure. Maybe that's something I'll have to, you know, take a look at. Maybe that's another new feature. I tried a Q flash there. It didn't really work out. Yeah, it looks like I could auto attack. I didn't recognize it in the game. I was just playing the game, you know, off stream and just off camera. And I was just chilling. And I was just like, oh, okay, I'll record a bit of gameplay. I'll show you all how Fiddlesticks, you know, looks like and feels like. But I didn't realize that I had the potential to auto attack the Poro there. That's going to be very, very interesting if you're able to maybe auto attack it and clear it for a few seconds. That will be very, very cool. Very, very cool. I have to say. There you go. Ultimate over the wall. Fear damage. I don't know, man. This champion is pretty nasty when you get a few items. I did die here. Yeah, I died. I was trying to limit tests and trying to, you know, get a few extra bits of damage, but I think this is going to be the end of the game anyway. Our minions are pushing in. The AIs are trying to do their best. So I do a bit of play-by-play casting. Malphite's going to use his first speed. Jumps in with his ultimate. He's running out of mana though. Lulu ultimate is a little bit questionable. Ash ulti goes to Narnia, but does kill the Draven. But for some reason, Ash is still staying underneath the Nexus. Gets executed as well. There you go. A little bit of play-by-play casting there. And eventually, blue team will win the game with the minions. The Baron up minions. The Winions in the end. Boom! GG!